Good evening, everybody. Welcome if you have already joined. I'll just wait for 1 minute for some other people to join and then we can start. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. Tell me if the sound quality and everything is fine with you. You can hear me correctly. If you can't hear me properly, you check the audio levels in your phone. Sometimes the mute button is pressed. I think there's some noise coming. I'll just see what I can do about it, okay? Tell me exactly what you need. All right, I guess this is better now. Fine. This is less noise now, right? Okay. So last week we had a session on a very important technique of communications, that is listening. And as you can see from the thumbnail itself, today we will be talking particularly about speaking skills. Okay. Now, how many of you have been here with me last Saturday? Just comment that yes, we have been. That will help me to go on with it. And if you are new today, you can say I'm new today. And if you have been here on like last Saturday, you can tell me I was here on last Saturday too. Let's see. Okay, Shugoto, you were here. Fine. So last Saturday, I'm just giving a very quick revision what we had done. We were discussing how we can make our listening skills better. Yes, Progga, Porimal, fine. Shashi, that's nice to have you back then, which means that some of you were working on the practice skills or exercises which I had described to you. I hope at least some of you have done some of the practice tests, right? Now, you have to remember that the things which I asked you to do last Saturday, those things must be done not just for 1 week. You have to continue doing those things at least for a month. And now that you have done those things for 7 days, it will be less difficult for you to do them. And especially if you have started to watch any series, I'm sure you would love to continue. And if you have started on these practice skills, like listening to any news channel or listening to any particular song from the Monday or from Sunday itself, then by today you must have understood that your listening is getting more comfortable. Yes. Shubhrojyoti, you are very right in pointing out about BBC English, 6-minute English from BBC. And yes, after this session is over, I'll make it a short session again like last week. I will definitely get your inputs about which movies you saw this week or which series you watched and what worked best for you. Because you see, no matter what tips and tricks I give, everything is, after all, about the person you are. So what works best for you will be decided by you. And you can only tell me that this worked best for me. Now, you see, when it comes to speaking, then there are, you can say, like 5 kinds of speaking. Okay. So I'll just list them first. First is monologue. I'll tell you what these mean. First is monologue. Second is dialogue. Third is group discussion. Fourth is interview. And fifth is public speaking. So these are the 5 ways in which you need speaking skills, or in which you practice speaking. Now, when it comes to speaking skills, the language which you are using is, you can say, the language which you use is of least importance. Why? Because when we speak to a person, then the words which we use are not very important. Okay? What becomes important is whether you speak in a particular tone with a certain confidence, or the way in which you have a rapport with the person. You know what a rapport is, where you can talk with a person. Okay? Which means that if you are coming late from a movie and your father is in extremely horrid mood and he is going to shout a lot at you, then no matter what he says, you won't listen. I mean, you would pretend to listen because you have to survive, but you won't actually listen. So he is not speaking to you. He is simply yelling at you, shouting at you. Therefore, speaking is not just about words. And therefore, speaking is not just about English. So the tips which I'm going to give you is not just going to improve your speaking skills in English, but also your speaking skills in your own language. Okay, which I really believe that if a person cannot speak well in his or her own language, and English is a foreign language to us, right? If a person cannot speak in his own language fluently, confidently, and influence people by the speech, then they will also not be able to speak in English, because speaking is an art, whereas English is a language. This is a beautiful quote I heard on the internet. I forgot the name of the person who said this, but he was amazing. He was talking about why speaking in your native tongue, in your own language, is also very important. So your focus should not be just to improve my English vocabulary, my English stock of words. Because if you learn a few words and you apply them in sentences, that if you take a mission that I am going to learn and memorize 10 words every day, and the next chance I have to apply these words, I'm going to apply them, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, because you will end up trying to push difficult words in easy situations, and that will make you very exhausted and tired. Okay? So what do we do about it? Look at the 5 divisions which I said, like monologue, which means, mono means one. So when you speak to yourself, it's a monologue. Yes, we do speak to ourselves. We speak to ourselves all the time. It's not about speaking aloud. When you are speaking within yourself, that is internally, that is also a monologue. The best thing about learning monologue, or how to, you can say, speak to yourself in English, has advantages. For example, you have a working knowledge of English, all of you. Those of you who are here, you can read English, you can write English. Yes, there are mistakes you make in grammar. That is fine. But you are here because you at least have English as your second language, or you had it in your school. The point is, if you ask a person from England or from America or from Australia whose language is limited to English, who only knows English, if you ask him that you have to learn Tamil in a month, speaking Tamil in a month, or speaking Bengali in a month, speaking Hindi in a month, he won't be able to. But if you decide to work hard towards learning to speak English in a month, you can. You can, definitely. And why is that? Because you know the language. The American, the Englishman, or the Australian who doesn't know these vernaculars I'm talking about, Bengali, Hindi, they will not be able to acquire any speaking skills. Okay. So your existing knowledge, no matter how little you think of it, you might think that I don't know any English at all. But if you are here and if you can understand what I am saying, then you do have a very good knowledge of English. Okay, so get it straight to yourselves. And practicing monologue will be our first and foremost tip of the day. Why? Because why can't we speak in English? What is the main problem? The main problem is we are scared, we are afraid of being judged. যে কেউ আমাদেরকে ছোট ভাববে, নিচু ভাববে. That people will think that he's trying to act smart, that she doesn't know anything. We are scared of other people's judgment. But we are actually more scared of our own judgment. You know why? Right, Kautuk, or Kautuk Brabourne, right? Lok Lajja, very good. But Lok Lajja is a very interesting thing. We are more bothered about other people's judgment. Why? Do we judge other people because of their language skills? Then maybe we also judge a man when he cannot speak well. You see, many times we see Bengali people are portrayed as comic figures, as comedy in Hindi movies, and they can't speak Hindi very well. Kya karta hai, khata hai, jata hai. And not just these characters. Think about political figures who do not have fluency in Hindi or English. Don't we laugh at them? So we do this, right, all the time, and that's why we are scared. We are scared of what we do. So from today, stop judging people for how they speak. Judge not, and you will not be judged. That's in the Bible, trust me. In your practice of monologue, speaking to yourself, you will have no fear of other people's judgment. Nobody is watching. You are speaking to yourself. But how to do this? Okay. Now, first thing that you need to do, okay, you need to do this every day for the next 7 days. Every day, select any one newspaper, okay, any one newspaper, even digital ones. I mean, you can just check the online versions. Choose, maybe there's Statesman, there is the Tribune, then lots of newspapers are there which are standard ones. Select any one of the newspapers and read aloud any news or article for 10 minutes. Right, Narmada Shamal. You want to speak in English and you don't have the words, right? So follow the steps which I am giving you. Number 1, put a timer, 10 minutes. And yes, so you read Times of India, you read the Hindu, Shubhojit, right? But how do you read it? Do you read aloud? Can you hear yourself reading? No. We keep quiet and we read. So our ears are not getting used to our own voice. So choose 10 minutes. Yes, if you read it loud, then it's very good. Choose any article which interests you, which you like. You know, if you are a cricket fan, you just are a sports fan, you just take the articles from the last 2 pages which are dedicated to sports and entertainment and stuff. If you are more into politics, then you can take the first 3 pages. Social issues, they lie on the 4th page and so on. Read them aloud for 10 minutes straight. Okay. Many of you are asking questions right now, which I am very happy about. I will come back to your questions, answer them, each of them. In the meantime, I also want to tell you that super chat option is also open. If you are asking through super chat, then I'll definitely not miss it. I'll not try to miss any of your questions, super chat or no super chat. But if you are using super chat, maybe I can see that message for a longer time, and that will help me remember your question. Okay. So, yes, let me finish first. So, choose a newspaper, read it for 10 minutes aloud, and you imagine an audience in front of you. Maybe your family is sitting around. Maybe your mother is cooking and she can hear you. Don't think about those things. Just read aloud. Okay. And it should not be a vacant reading. Try to understand what the news is about. Okay. So that is rule number 1. And if you cannot pronounce any word, maybe you have chosen an article, there's a very difficult word. You don't have to bother about it. Just skip over that word. Try to pronounce it in any way you think it should be pronounced. Okay. So you do that, and you will notice that this practice of news reading will improve if you also parallelly listen to any news for 10-15 minutes every day. And try to see any role model. Role model means somebody's English whom you want to imitate, because English has many accents. So you have to first put a target that this is my role model. I want to speak like this guy or this woman or that lady or this teacher or that movie guy. Whomever you want to imitate in a way, you have to keep that person in front of your eyes speaking to you for 10 minutes every day. So listening and speaking, they go hand in hand. A very interesting suggestion came from the comment section that you can speak to yourself in front of a mirror. This is what I was coming to. Mirror is a very good option, but mirror was an option of 2001, 1995, 1800, 1769. Mirror is today also, like today also, this is an option, of course. Mirror is always there. You can look at yourself and speak. But when you are speaking to yourself, looking at a mirror, your focus, your brain is concentrating on what you're speaking. It is half processing what it is looking like. All of you have camera phones, right? Turn on the selfie mode, record. Record what you're saying. And record whatever you're saying on the first day. All right? Say on Monday, you read aloud, or you not read aloud. When you're talking to a mirror, then you should talk about whatever is coming to your mind. Old is gold. Yes, Shugatu. Whatever comes to your mind means you stand in front of the mirror or you hold the selfie camera and you begin by saying that I am going to speak now whatever I like. Okay, so this is the first thing, first sentence. If you are stuck, just use this first sentence. I am going to speak now whatever I want. And then if you're out of ideas, no ideas coming up, talk about the weather. Okay, such a hot day. I just want some rain. And then you can go on saying what you want in life. I want this, I want that. Okay. And record yourself the first day, day 1, Monday. Record yourself again on the 7th day. Don't speak about the same things every day. Speak about your friend. Speak about politics. Speak about corona, COVID-19, vaccines, whatever comes to your mind. Speak to yourselves for at least 5 to 10 minutes straight. Okay? So this is the second thing which you must do. And the third thing which will actually help you the most is choose a friend. Better if that's your best friend. Everybody has a best friend, right? Choose your friend. Better if that friend has same abilities or same level of English language skills. That means if you have 50% knowledge of English and 20% knowledge about speaking in English, then that friend should be also in that range. The friend should not be, the greatest speaker of English. Try to choose somebody of your level. Again, because you don't want to be judged. Because, yes, if you choose a friend who is great in speaking in English, that would even be better. But you might feel like you are dominated. You might feel inferior. So, hi Smita. So, I don't want you to feel inferior. Choose somebody who is also not sure about speaking in English. Ring that person up every day. Now calls are free. Ring him up or her up for 10 minutes at least. Now when you call a friend, of course it will go beyond 10 minutes. I don't have to tell you that. But at least for 10 minutes, speak only in English. You will tell me that my friend will not agree to it. Why? Maybe your friend also wants somebody to do this with him. Show this video to your friend and then tell that I want you to be my partner. And if you end up having a partner like that, and if you decide to speak to each other every day for 10 minutes on anything, and don't choose topics that are academic, don't discuss character of Macbeth with him, don't discuss economic policies with them. Discuss boyfriends, girlfriends, latest heartbreaks that you might have. Discuss things that are emotionally important to you. Because if you talk about emotions, that tension will go away about the language. Okay. You don't have to use very difficult words, and try to stick to the core language, English language, in these 10-15 minutes. Okay. You have to remember that nothing is free. Nothing. Like this online class, you might feel that this is a free class, but you are spending your data for it, right? You have invested in a smartphone. Yes, Ayushmita, you can chat with friends in social media in English, but we are specifically talking about speaking skills today, not reading and writing. So when you chat typing words, then that will not help your speaking skills. Right now you are all commenting in English mostly, which shows that you have a very good knowledge of English. But you are here to learn how to speak more. So from writing, you have to shift a little bit towards speaking. Now you might feel that I have recorded my monologue on day 1 and on day 7. How can I judge myself? Okay. Mona Lisa, okay, you talked about serial killers. Make sure you go on talking. Otherwise, it's not about serial killers anymore. That should be serialized also. Yes, so where was I? A lot of lovely comments to distract me from what I am saying. Yes. Suppose you have recorded yourselves, okay, on day 1 and on day 7. We often feel that what will be our way of judging that we have improved or not. And if you feel that you are confused, you want an honest opinion, whether you have improved from day 1 to day 7, take out a little portion of the 2 video clips. Email them to me. I will give you my opinion that yes, you are improving. Do these things. It will be better. Okay. So if you want, it's like an evaluation. It will be completely private. I will delete that video clip after I watch it. Don't worry. I won't be publishing it anywhere as any experiment product. So you can mail them, contact@nibblepop.com. Just write in the subject, sample videos for communications. I will give you like a mark sheet that, okay, so you are improving or not. What are the things you can do? That I can do for you. Okay. Memorize 4 sentences. And every day before starting your monologue practice before the mirror, in front of the mirror or in front of your camera, say these 4 sentences. 1, English is easy. English is easy. Number 2, I can do it. Okay, I can do it. Number 3, I promise to work hard for 1 month. Okay, I promise to work hard for 1 month. And 4th, I don't care what others think. I don't care what others think. Memorize these 4 sentences. And not just because these 4 sentences are very important for us thematically, that we have to believe these things, but because these 4 sentences are the structures that are there in English language. If you know the pattern of these 4 sentences, you can express any idea in English. Okay, I'll repeat. I am just typing down the 4 sentences. You can see in the comment section, but I'm still repeating. Number 1, English is easy. The structure of this sentence is noun, verb, and then you have the object. So the problem with speaking in English is, in case of Hindi or Bengali, the verb comes at the end. Ami bhat khai. Main chawal khati hu. Okay? But in case of English, the verb comes as, sandwiched in between the subject and predicate or object. I eat rice. Now, because this structure is different, that is why we have problems when we speak it out. Muhammad Alhaz Mansoori, you have asked if you can learn English. Now, if you have written this down, of course you can. You already know English. Just remember that while writing, we have to pay more attention to grammar, but while speaking, throw the grammar book out of the window. You don't have to care about grammar. Trust me, you don't. Nobody is going to accuse of any crime if you are not using grammatically correct sentences. In fact, if you go to London and start speaking in grammatically correct sentences, I think they won't even understand what you are trying to say. Right? See, I use the word right. Okay? What did I actually mean? Do you think I am right? So instead of saying that, I just use the expression right. So I am repeating again the 4 sentences. First sentence is English is easy, which is like subject, verb, object. Okay. Next thing is, when we speak, we often express what we want or what we can. I want ice cream. I want water. Okay. So I can do it. Second sentence, I can do it. If you say this aloud every day, you will be familiar with. You're making your tongue memorize that you use can after I, you use am after I, and are after you. So whenever you say you will be saying are. You are a good person, not you am a good person. Okay. Third is, I promise to work hard for 1 month. So this is to do verb. There are 2 kinds of verbs, to be verb, to do verb. Okay. So I am happy, I am sad, I am lonely, I am singing. All these are, you can say, one kind of sentence. And I do this, I read English, I speak English, I love Bengali. These are do verbs, you can say. Okay. We will be having a good session on writing skills. Of course, that's an important part of communication, but not today. You have to wait for a couple of weeks for that. Last sentence is, I don't care what others think. Okay? I don't care what others think. So, we are using negative sentence here. You can apply them to any situation. You don't have to diligently, seriously, with full concentration every day, and it will benefit you. Okay. Um, the next thing is the fourth tip, and probably the most effective one, is try to make yourselves a little uncomfortable. Okay. Create situation in real life where you will have to speak English. How to do that? You can do it. It's very easy. Think about the number of marketing calls you have every day. Like I have at least 6 to 7. You also have, like at least once in a while, a person calls you and asks if you are interested in a home loan, if you are interested in any personal loan, if you are interested in any kitchen chimney. That's a favorite one for everybody. Vacuum cleaners. Okay, I will talk about SAT English, Alas Mansoori. I'll definitely do that, but this time, no, they are not. Actually, they are not fraud calls. The problem is some of them are, especially the ones who want your credit card details. They are, you can say, telemarketing calls. They are also people like you, mostly students working part-time at times, and their job is to call people up who could be potential customers. And 80% of the cases, they are legitimate calls, legal calls, where actually the banks ask them to call you so that you can get a credit card. Okay. Even if they are fraud, who cares? We have to use them. How can we use them without losing anything? Number one, never give away your personal information to any telecaller whom you don't know. Second, don't give away your date of birth. Don't tell them your credit card number if you have any credit card. And definitely don't give them any bank account details. Okay? But what can we do to change the situation to our advantage? Even if that person is a fraudster, even better. See that that person doesn't know you personally. So even if you speak in a bad way, I mean in a without any proper grammar, then who cares? He doesn't know you. Second is, he thinks if he is not a fraud person, if he's a fraud person, we don't care what he thinks. If he is not a fraudster, if he's a genuine telecaller, he believes in the mantra that customer is God. So you are God. So God cannot be wrong. So he will not judge you. Okay. So what we have here, we have a robot. This man is a robot who is calling, because no matter what we do, they will never kick us, right? Yes. But apps are, in case of apps, what happen? If you use any app for that, you already know it's a robot. But actually speaking with a human being who has called you for any kitchen chimney, just don't say no right away. Just say, okay, what company are you from? All right. Okay. What is the price? Okay. Why this company? Why not that company? Okay. Do you service it regularly? So ask questions. Try to listen to the answers. And at the end of it, if you really don't want to get it, which you will not definitely want to, you are just using this for your English practice, simply say that I am sorry, I am not interested right now, thank you for speaking with me, and just disconnect respectfully. Whenever you dial any customer care number for your own requirement, suppose you have to change your SIM card details, or you have to lodge a complaint in the electricity department, or to the bank, okay, when you are calling, choose the option English as the language option. When that man picks up the phone, the customer care executive picks up the phone and asks you, say, this is so and so, how may I help you? End up speaking in English. If if an insurance call comes to you, and this guy is speaking in Bihari, that is Hindi, speak in English. You speak in English and you say, I don't understand your Hindi. You speak in English with me because that guy doesn't know you at all. Okay. So, on a serious note, we have to put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation. If you are calling up any company for your any repair work, regarding any warranty, regarding any complaint, choose the option of speaking in English. Okay. And therefore, no, see, friend option is better, that is right, Shomnath. But I'm not saying that you have to choose among the tips. I'm not giving you tips that you can choose from. You have to follow all of them. All of them. You have to talk to a friend. You have to talk to yourselves. You have to read out aloud any newspaper or any standard book. And fourth is, you have to put yourselves in a situation where you are forced to speak in English. You see, the problem is, many of you are students of English literature because many of you are subscribers to my channel where I make videos mostly on English honors syllabus. Therefore, you think that knowing English is a necessity for you. Fine. But even if you are not studying English honors or masters, maybe you plan to be a nurse, maybe you plan to be a doctor, you want to go into the hospitality industry, that is hotel management, and you plan to be an entrepreneur, that is a businessman, a politician. You can be planning to be anything. But in every field, there is so much competition. You have to face so many obstacles. One obstacle is that the results, the mark sheets are often very similar among different candidates. But what sets them apart is their ability to communicate their ideas. And why English helps? Because this is a reality of our country that we don't have a single national language. Let's face it. You might all feel that Hindi is a very, powerful language. If you know Hindi, you can communicate with anybody. No. There is a fine line that separates our nation. The North India and the South. Just go to South India, speak in Hindi, you won't get anything. The point is, because India is such a nation of so many languages and so many cultures, it is a sad reality, but it's like the reality that English is possibly the only language which is accessible to everybody, which is one language that can help you get some water when you are really thirsty anywhere in this country. Go to Nagaland and go and ask ask some water, you'll get it. So learning English is a necessity. And many of you, I'm talking about my experiences with my students. My college is in West Bengal, okay, and students mostly speak in Bengali. Many of these students, they have to go for nursing training later to South India. And then they realize the importance of learning English. Okay. So the point is, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situation now because you don't want to be in uncomfortable situation when you are, taking important career decisions, when you're actually in the field working every day with people who don't understand you if you don't know how to speak in English. Okay, so far as today's session is concerned, I want to emphasize that this will work only if you continue the tips or the exercises for listening skills. Shomnath, my house is in Kolkata and my college is at Hingalganj. It is almost near Bangladesh border. It's quite far off, almost like 2.5 hours journey from my house. But right now I'm trapped. My channel's name, this is my channel, like this is the channel from where I'm doing this live. The name of the channel is Nibblepop, and you can simply go to the channel link from this live video after I finish this live session, and you can find the videos which I have already made. Again, if you have turned on super chat, like I have turned on super chat, so if you are interested, you can use that feature. So today's, let's like make a summation of what we are planning to do this week. Number 1, speak to yourselves for 5 to 10 minutes. Number 2, read aloud, which you can hear. Read aloud for at least 10 minutes from any standard newspaper or any standard book. Third is choose a friend who will be ready to be on this adventure together, and speak with that friend for at least 10 minutes every day about anything at all. And the fourth tip is try to utilize the telecallers, or whenever you call any customer care executive, choose the English option. Okay, because only when you think that it is necessary for you to speak in English, you will be speaking in English. Okay, if you many of you want to know what I do, okay, I'm an assistant professor of English in Hingalganj Mahavidyalaya. It is an undergraduate degree college under West Bengal State University, and we have both honors and general courses in English there. Okay. Now I'll concentrate on your questions a bit, Smita. If we take English as a language instead of taking it only as a subject, I think people will be interested more to learn English. A quench with, okay. English language itself is a subject. Okay. English language is a subject, so I didn't understand what you mean by taking English as a language and not as a subject. Maybe what you want to mean is we have 2 divisions, English language and English literature. Mona Lisa Dotto, now you're pulling my leg, I guess. Okay. If I'm not wrong, I am quite proud to be your teacher, in fact. If you are the same Mona Lisa Dotto, please confirm. Then I can introduce you to others. Anyway, so, okay, so English language and English literature are 2 different things. In English language, we learn grammar, these communication skills, interacting with people. Okay, so if Mona Lisa Dotto is the same Mona Lisa Dotto whom I know, let me tell everybody, she was the one to secure extremely wonderful marks from our college and made us very proud. So it's a compliment from her when she says that she is proud of me. All right, I think the affection is very mutual here. Okay, so Smita, coming to a question. When we learn English as a language, then we apply it to real life. Okay, we apply it to everyday conversations. Okay, and we apply it to general idea of English. But when we learn it as a literature part, the written aspects come to focus. Okay, how Shakespeare wrote, how Milton wrote. So we don't end up applying that to our everyday life. And that is why literature oriented teaching reduces ability to communicate. Okay, you learn too many difficult words to apply them in real life. But if you learn it through applications, then it helps in understanding it. The two aspects of English, language and literature, they should be given equal focus, but language helps us in being more free with the way we speak English. There's a difference in which there's a different difference in approach that CBSE board follows and the ICSE board follows, ISC board follows. ISC board follows the literature oriented approach. The CBSE board follows the language oriented approach. And in language oriented approach, you have short term gains. You learn English quicker. But in literature oriented approach, maybe it takes time, but it will be more permanent. Okay. While speaking, Progya Sarkar, while speaking, I have to think, then I can speak. What is the solution, ma'am? This is happening because of lack of practice. We also think and then speak when we do that in our own mother tongue. But we don't realize it. যখন আমরা বাংলায় কথা বলি তখনও কিন্তু আমরা ভেবেই কথা বলি. But the point is that time is so short that we don't register it. আস্তে আস্তে এই সময়টা কমবে. এখনো তো তোমার একটা কিছু চিন্তা করেছো, তার 1 মিনিট বাদে সেটাকে তুমি বলছো. এই চিন্তা করা আর বলার মাঝখানে যে গ্যাপটা, এটা কমে যাবে আস্তে আস্তে. ইট উইল টেক টাইম. পিয়ানো বাজাতে যদি তুমি শুরু করো, প্রথমেই পারবে না, প্রথমে তুমি আউট অফ টিউন বাজাবে, বাট সামডে ইট উইল বি মোর ইন টিউন. তখন তোমাকে নোটেশনের দিকে তাকাতে হবে না, ইউ ক্যান জাস্ট প্লে. ওকে, সো দ্যাট ইটস ইম্পর্টেন্ট. আর একটা চেষ্টা করবে যে একটু থিঙ্ক ইন ইংলিশ. ইফ ইউ থিঙ্ক ইন বেঙ্গলি, ট্রান্সলেট ইট, দেন ইউ সে, দ্যাট টেক্স টাইম. থিঙ্ক ইন ইংলিশ, ইটস ডিফিকাল্ট, বাট the more you listen, the more that language will come naturally to you. Okay. Any other question? All right. So, students interested in literature are very welcome to go through the videos in my channel. There are many short videos too where you get introduced to new texts. I'm doing a series on Macbeth right now. I'll finish that and then go on to the next session. Next Saturday, we will be looking at another aspect of communication, that is reading. How to do active reading, how reading can help our speaking and listening skills too. Yes, speaking and listening skills too, because all these skills, they go hand in hand. Okay, and I'm sure you will be following the steps which I had given here. I am going to end this live very soon, but then republish it. You can always come back, watch it again to know the important points and work on them. Work on the tips given for listening skills, work on the tips given for speaking skills. And I'm sure next Saturday we will be in a better position to understand how we can improve our reading skills. Because trust me, you need to know a few things about that too. Okay, so till then, keep watching my videos if you have nothing else to do right now, because they are all in English and that will help your listening skills too. Okay, so I will really look forward to your comments. If you have liked this session, do share it with your friends, because don't worry, if they watch this, they will not beat you in the competition. Friends are there to help each other out, and share it with your friend whom you want to speak to every day, right? So that person will be convinced to do this. So lots of love, everybody. Thank you for your lovely smileys, and emojis. Stay very safe and very happy. I'll see you all next Saturday. Bye bye.